for example, Emma Acton from Zendesk said, don't view it as failure, see it as a trial run. Yeah, you've tried something and okay, it didn't work out, that's fine, try again. And you learn, as you said as well, you learn from that experience and move on. But what strikes me is, come.
Yeah, no, and I think maybe just to chip in there, because this is really, early on, I was probably more afraid of failing because it wasn't obviously the way it should be done. Like, that was my impression. And the learning I also made throughout the years is like when you really embraced, let's say, that, I don't know, failing opportunity, taking that as kind of, that was your learning, and really understanding how you did to make something different moving forward. I mean, look at any, I guess, really successful business leader. Like, it's through the failures they either refine and get an even better product, or become an even better leader, or learning something that takes the company to the next level. I mean, also on an individual level, unless you are failing, you are not really, I think, optimizing yourself or embracing other opportunities that will not come along unless you actually failed in a previous example.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think it's refreshing and surprising to a degree as well. When I set out to plan this series, to talk to leaders and explore their stories, I didn't anticipate the openness around failure or trial runs or whatever you want to call it, because I think leaders can sometimes be perceived. You look at LinkedIn. There's you show or many people show their best sides on LinkedIn, and there's a sort of persona to keep up, and that openness, I think, probably actually is a great insight into what it is to be a leader, is to actually be open about that, to embrace it, to use it as an opportunity rather than an end point. I failed, I can't carry on. So it's really, really interesting to see. I mean, you lead teams, and you've been leading teams for some time now. What do you think is it in your upbringing or your family background that's influenced you most in terms of your leadership style? We talked about your upbringing in Sweden, for example, and the stables and so on. Was there anything in that time that influenced how you are as a leader now?
I'd say empathy is probably, something that really comes from my upbringing. I grew up with parents who, really cared about family and friends, and, treating people with respect, and listening genuinely, just could change the dynamic of any situation. Asking a lot of questions, to get to know the people you have, close to you, and in a professional life, the people that you work with. But not only on a professional level, because I think we are individuals, and also after hours, very few people are different after hours and during work hours. So trying to understand a bit more about the people that I work with, and really what triggers them, and leading with empathy. I think as anyone, in a high-performing organization, I do expect high performance, but I also believe that people do thrive when they feel understood and when they feel valued. So that is something I definitely got from my upbringing.
Are there any things that you remember your parents repeatedly telling you as advice, or anything like that influenced the way you look at the world?
Of course, I was very lucky because my parents always believed in me, but they were never pushy. They were never, let's say, necessarily challenging me in a way, which would have been good now reflecting on it. But very supportive, and I think that supportiveness, knowing that it was a very strong foundation, that you could always fall back to. That was something I in my more sort of later years I realized I appreciate more, maybe compared to what I did when I was growing up. But they have been very supportive, and they have been very caring, and listening has been a key part of that. So yeah. Hopefully I'm bringing that to my leadership style as well.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.